Good morning, my cherished settlers. Gather close and hear the tidings I bring. A new dawn approaches, heralded by the promise of prosperity and abundance. We stand on the precipice of a grand venture, one that shall fill our coffers and enrich our lives. With great pride, I announce the establishment of a new production, an endeavor that shall harness the talents of our finest artisans and laborers. From the sweat of our brows and the strength of our hands, we shall create goods of unmatched quality, destined to be sought after far and wide. This bounty shall flow into our treasury, bringing forth wealth that we can share and enjoy. Imagine, dear friends, the laughter and merriment that shall fill our beloved tavern as coin flows freely and spirits are lifted high. Let us gather to celebrate our successes, to share tales of valor and camaraderie, and to toast to the future that awaits us. But our ambitions do not end at the tavern's door. With the fruits of our labor, we shall also turn our gaze to the hallowed halls of our church. It is here that we seek to strengthen our faith and community, to enhance our place of worship, and to honor the divine with offerings worthy of our devotion. So let us embark on this noble quest together. With unity and determination, we shall forge a path of wealth and glory, ensuring that our manor thrives and our spirits soar. Heyo and welcome to another episode of Build&Battle Season 3, where we will build a beautiful medieval city while battling off famine, mutiny, and the bitter cold. In the last episode, we optimized our fishing industry, expanded our residential dwellings, incorporated a new production line, and finalized the construction of our manor house. So if you happen to miss the last episode, then click on the info card above, or if you're looking for a new Manor Lords series to binge watch, then check out the entire Build&Battle Season 3 playlist located in the description below. In today's episode, we begin prepping our Burgage Plots for level 3 by building a tavern, upgrading the church, and also adding a new clothing production line. So if you're excited to watch this aesthetic build unfold, then be sure to hit that like button below, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you're notified of Build&Battle Season 3 episodes airing each week. Alrighty, I'm wicked excited to start today's build, so kick back, grab your caffeinated beverage of choice, and let's jump right on into building. Today, I wish to start by constructing our tavern, as ale is a required good to level up our Burgage Plots, and a few episodes back, we reserved a little area right here in this block of Burgage Plots near our trading post for just this asset. I would also like to try and blend in a malt house near the tavern, preferably in the same block if we have the space. This way, when our ale production is complete, the workers do not need to travel the goods as far, and thus the production will be faster and more efficient. However, if we don't have enough space in this particular block, then I have a little area I plan to build later in this episode that we can place the malt house. I do not want to demolish a Burgage plot in exchange for the malt house, because a lot of these Burgage plots are now generating regional wealth for us, so we can pay back the king. So let's jump into a time lapse and see how we may be able to place the tavern and the malt house so they are aesthetically pleasing. last episode, we began our roof tile production with hopes to upgrade our church to level 2, which is another requirement necessary to level up our Burgage Plots. Creating this production line was an easy task, and we now have the required amount of roof tiles, resulting now in our church being able to actually get upgraded. So let's add this upgrade to our queue of buildings and watch our humble little church upgrade into a more sophisticated feat of architecture. One of the last requirements we need to upgrade our Burgage Plots to level 3 is another line of clothing production. Now, we already have leather production providing us clothing, so our remaining options are linen and wool. Since we already have our farm set up, I figured adding in a linen production would be the next logical production line. So let's start this production line by adding in a weaver's workshop, and I think I want to place this sort of between the farmlands and the cliffside, as to me this would be an asset that would make sense amongst level 2 Burgage Plots. I plan on this area to have level 2 Burgage Plots, as I want to keep the top of the cliff level 3, as that is the hub of wealth and prosperity, and I want to keep the farmlands as level 1 because, well, they're medieval farmers. Anywho, let's get into the weaver's workshop and get that asset placed down. Now, earlier in the episode, we chose not to add our malt house next to our tavern. That means I want to add the malt house into this area here, and honestly, I did think that this area might shape up to be a good little production area filled with level 2 Burgage Plots, featuring the middle stages of a few different production lines. So let's start constructing that vision by adding the malt house near our weavers, and again, I think this area will be perfect because as the barley crops grow at our farms, they will then come to the malt house to be processed and then transferred up the cliff to be sold in the tavern. Now with our weaver shop and malt house in place, we need to begin growing and harvesting flax and barley. This will be easy since we already set up the farmhouse, we have ample employees available to us near the farms, resulting in us only actually needing another field. Therefore, let's draw in another field, and I think I actually want to wiggle it near the granary as I think it will be an aesthetically pleasing spot as it's rounded and not a typical square or rectangular shape. Alrighty, and now that we have the field so we can grow our flax for our linen and barley for our ale, let's start our crop rotation, and I like using this rotation as it seems to work fairly well for me. I'm not 100% sure if it's the most efficient rotation though, so down in the comments, let me know what rotations you like to use, or if you've seen any crop rotations you like utilizing, say from like another content creator, let me know who they are down in the comments. Alright, let's cue in and get the rotation going so that we're ready for our next sowing season. Finally, before we wrap up this episode, let's flesh out the area around our weaver's shop with some housing, and as always, I will probably use the corpse pit method. Only this time, I'm going to reserve our bigger backyard plots for some apple orchards, and then the smaller plots for some goats and pigs. Let's also come up to the city center and upgrade some of our backyards to accommodate the new production lines we have introduced, such as adding like a tailor and a brewery. Alrighty, I think that just about wraps up today's episode, so thank you everyone for joining me as we began our journey to level 3 Burgage Plots. If you enjoyed today's episode, then be sure to leave a like below and leave a comment telling me your favorite part of today's build. Also, be sure to tune in next week, and if you enjoy watching beautiful cities be built, then check out Build and Beautify Season 1, our City Skylines 2 Let's Play series located in the info card above. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.